So, here we are at the last episode of Kono Naka ni Hitori Imouto ga Iru, episode 12. It's the last one of the series, or possibly season or whatever. But yeah, pretty much the episode finishes, and who would have guessed? It's Miyabi. Wow, what a fucking surprise. So Miyabi is the sister, or supposedly. And that kind of sucks in a sense. Like, it... At the beginning, I was like, okay, this is obviously the sister. But then later, like, okay, because the first reasons were, I just thought, like, oh, this girl's, she has, like, genetically kind of similar, because, one, she had, like, brown hair, two, I don't know about the yellow eyes. I was expecting, like, a more bluish eyes, but hell, who knows? The other woman, whoever, like, Shogo's dad was hooking up with, she might have had some different features. But anyway, that was my first response. I was like, okay, well, Miyabi's probably a sister. Then episode 2 or whatever the events happen, like once she said that she's not the sister, I thought like she could be lying about the whole like, oh, we were childhood friends too, you know, out of jealousy. But then I was kind of hoping like, oh yeah, well, maybe she is a childhood friend. Maybe she doesn't have a crush on him or some shit like, or isn't his sister. But then Buddy kind of brought out a point that episode 2 or 3 or one of the episodes is titled Dancing with the Sister Under the Moonlight, and in that episode he dances with every girl, but he only danced with Miyabi in the moonlight. So then I was kind of like, well, fuck, obviously, like, you were way more ahead of me on that one. But yeah, and then all the previous episodes were kind of giving it away, so it just became them. So yeah, this episode, it literally just clears everything up. The Yuzura or whatever her name, the girl who's like, oh, I'm your sister currently or whatever. She gets found out. They prove that she is an actress and she acted as the child in the Mecha show, but then she disappeared, and I guess she just failed, and I guess she stayed at that tiny body figure, and she was acting and portraying to be the sister. And then Miyabi gets sick under stress or some shit. Like, she almost, well, not sick. She almost drowns or some shit. And then they take her to the infirmary or some shit in the school, and you meet the witch girl, and she's like, you know, because he's like, why have you been hanging out with her a lot? When did you become friends? So then that gives that away. So then it's like, okay, this is a sister. And then they discuss it, like, how did you know? How did this? Miyabi found money in her dad's drawer or some shit, so then, and a letter, so then he knew. She got into some issues with the Yuzu chick or whatever, and yeah. But other than that, then the episode eventually continues with Miyabi swimming, and she didn't win the competition. So even that was fucked. And then it just ends with them on the roof and some like, oh, I'm the sister thing, blah, 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 and yeah, that's it. And my fucking question is, what the fuck is happening with Shogo and his assistant and the whole fucking scheme against the guy? Like, are we literally gonna just ignore this entire, like, plot theme? Like, I thought that was the main thing. Like, oh shit, shit's going down. But he's gonna figure out, like, these people are trying to mess with me, they're trying to kick me out of the company, so I'ma fuck with them. But no, he's like, oh no, I'm more worried about my sister. This is my sister. Ha 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 ha, the end. And that's it. And I don't know, I was really irritated, but whatever. I guess that's how the anime ends. And I don't know, some people have been telling me different stuff or telling me that I should read the books or the light novels, because one thing I did question is, if the anime ends that way, doesn't that kill the books? Like, oh, well, you can't read those or the visual novels or whatever, or I think it's under the name Nakaimo or some crap. But yeah, one of my buddies was like, you should check those out. So I'm probably going to check those out later. I think one of them was telling me that Miyabi is a cousin in the other stories, but hell, what do I know? I'll probably figure that out later. So yeah, that's the end of that. After this, I'm probably just going to do a series rundown, and yeah, or a series review. So, yeah, if you like the video, like it. If you want more or have any other shows that you'd want me to review, then just subscribe and send comments or whatever. And I guess I'll just keep working on some other stuff. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Later.